Hello everyone, it is a beautiful Saturday morning and you're watching your number one sports show we have on TV. This is Sports Hub and you're definitely watching V Nation TV right here in the capital. Let me take a moment and remind you that we are not in normal times. So please, let's be cautious of the current pandemic that is the coronavirus. There are pretty much very simple things that you need to do to protect yourself, like washing your hands regularly and also reminding yourself to use alcohol-based sanitizer. And if you happen to have a nose mask, please wear it to protect yourself. Stay home if you have nothing doing outside. And I believe that this too shall definitely pass. So looking at some of the things that we'll be looking on this particular show for today, we have the Sports Ministry, the NSA, are embarking on some disinfectant activities on our various sporting facilities in the country. And also, how does Kotoko playing the second division look like or sound like to you? Well, this is what they are facing if they do not pay a fine by FIFA. And finally, we also have Tottenham Hotspur, who have opened wide their sports stadium to the National Health Services of the United Kingdom. This and many more we'll be looking at. I am Legitan Brandon, and I do this with my lovely brother.
Of course, Eugene Evans. Don't forget to get interactive on our social media platforms on Facebook, VNTV, on Instagram, V Nation TV, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, V Nation TV. We'll be right back after this break with more. Stay with us.
V Nation Pictures is a production firm in Ghana aimed at becoming a renowned production company in Africa and beyond. Services rendered include film production and editing, shooting of TV commercials and music videos, photo shoots, events coverage such as weddings, engagements, parties, funerals, etc. Locate V Nation Pictures inside King Solomon's Height on the Tarpaulin Street, off the Comte 18 Road.
Hi everyone, considering the current global pandemic COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, I entreat every one of us to take proper precautions.
The virus spreads from human contact with animals as well as human to human.
When it comes to human transmission of the virus, it often happens when one comes into contact with an infected person's secretions. These are some precautionary measures to take.
We urge each and everyone to make conscious effort to wash both hands with soap and the running water regularly.
Use alcohol-based hand sanitizers as many times as possible.
Cough and sneeze inside tissue paper, aka toilet roll, and throw them immediately. Don't use handkerchief 2 times.
Use surgical nose masks whenever stepping into public places and dispose immediately you return. Avoid touching your face and practice social distancing.
Symptoms include, but not limited to, the following:
Fever, sneezing,
Dry cough, runny nose,
difficulty in breathing.
If you experience any of these symptoms, contact the emergency health line in your country.
No panic, they say make una not spread fear.
Stay clean, stay safe. This too shall pass. You're welcome back from the break. Well, this is still Sports Hub, and we touch on issues and sports news in the world of sport, of course, both locally and internationally. Now, zooming in straight to our first story for the day. Now, we take a look at the Sports Ministry collaborating with the National Sports Authority to disinfect all sports facilities here in Ghana. Now, the exercise was announced by the Sports Ministry on Monday via a Twitter handle. Now, the facilities have not been in use since March 15th, when the President Akufo-Addo announced a month-long ban on all social gatherings, including that of sporting activities. And of course, this disinfection, which is being done by fumigation, has happened in markets all over the country, and now sporting facilities have been added to the list of places that need to be cleaned. And then also, due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Ghana Premier League has been put on hold, and the offices of the Ghana FA have been closed until further notice. You think this is the way to go, right?
Definitely, this is the way to go. Of course, this is the measure that government is taking to try to combat this pandemic, and I'm very happy that we are doing this. Hopefully, it will yield results, and I hope that's what we're looking for.
But when you say it's been a long time coming, I mean,
well, now it seems very necessary, but I believe that this should be something that should have been done occasionally, because these facilities are used for multi-purpose activities, and we actually believe that always it should be clean, not just by disinfecting it, but it should also be clean. So this is a right step in the right direction. So I hope that they will continue this after the coronavirus. At least occasionally, let us clean the stadiums and make it very nice. Yeah,
maintenance is key.
Very key. That's
even
something
beyond the coronavirus
exactly,
thing. We just have to take it to another level as far as cleanliness is concerned. Let's move on to the next story. All right, so Kotoko is in a hot soup once again. Well, after a fine, it looks like they have another tax to actually.
Wow. So Kotoko is actually embarking on a fundraising from the fans. Yes, to help them pay the $240,000 fine by FIFA. Yes, and if you may be wondering, like, how are they paying this huge amount of money? It is because the Porcupine Warriors approached and actually signed a player who is named Emmanuel Clote in the year 2015, and he was then playing for Tunisian side Esperance, but the player was already in a contract with Esperance, but Kotoko, I don't know if they didn't do their due diligence well, but maybe they ignored it, but they went ahead anyways to sign the player, and now it is haunting them. So they have been slapped by $240,000. And it seems they are finding it difficult, so they are calling on their fans to help them pay.
Fans to help you pay. Fans that can't even afford a ticket to actually come and watch you.
So they have actually, opened up a fundraising project which they have named Lala Sulala. So if you're a Ghanaian, in a Ghanaian dialect, it means that, look, bring small, let me also bring small.
Right.
And let's make it a whole. That is what they're asking. But if you're a Kotoko fan, will you actually, pay this?
Oh, of course. I mean, if you're a die-hard fan and, your team is actually going through such a moments like this, why not? I mean...
Are you not sure you're saying this because you're on TV?
I would do it for my, my team.
So it is very difficult now because the reason why Kotoko seems very desperate is the fact that if they do not pay the said amount by 10th of May next month, they will be playing in the second division. So this is something that Galka president Kujo Fianu is actually saying that, look, this will be very detrimental to sports in general in the country when we talk about football, I beg your pardon, because Kotoko is a big club.
Right.
I mean, they are two-time African champions. So them being relegated to play in the second division will harm or affect the Premier League in terms of revenue, the fans, the whole euphoria surrounding the Premier League in Ghana. So they hope that Kotoko resolve this particular, problem and stay in the league. But I was thinking that whilst he was saying this, he will, send forth some check to help them. You can't tell them they should do.
In these trying moments, there's nothing like giving a free check, We can only advise.
Well, so Kotoko is actually in a big soup of boiling water right now. So we hope that they will resolve this issue. But this issue be a lesson for Kumasi and Kotoko because it is the second time around. They have been fined $90,000 before, some few years back, after they wrongfully dismissed their coach.
Right.
So it seems it's generally becoming a behavior of Kumasi and Kotoko. I don't know if it's due to negligence or just pure, unprofessionalism. What do you think about
discipline on their side? I mean, for me, if you've been fined already and this one is also happening, it should tell you that there's a lot of work to be done in the team, and especially the management need to step up their game before it gets worse.
So we asked a very simple question today. If you were to be, or if you are a Porcupine Warrior fan, will you help your club pay this fine? Well, comment on the comment section. We want to know from you. All right, now moving on to the next story, we have Chelsea legend Didier DROGBA has offered his hospital as a coronavirus treatment center for his homeland country, Cote d'Ivoire. So the facility is located in Abidjan and was opened in 2016. It is pretty much very new, and it's surprising how he just gave it out to health authorities to use. What do you think about
I think a lot of players are actually helping the support to fight this virus or to slow the spread of the virus. I mean, SADIO money actually putting in lots of money and all of that. So why not? Didier Dhruva, it's about time.
It's about time. So we have the Abidjan Regional Council chair or head in the person of Vincent Toby Ire. I hope I got the name right. Who he stated that, look, he is very pleased and he's very thankful that Didier Dhruva actually did this particular, thing for the country, and he hopes and he believes that the country will use it very, very diligently and hopefully calm the spread of the coronavirus. And I'm very excited. I'm very happy because Didier Drogba has been an iconic figure in Ivory Coast. He played a very instrumental role in 2011 when the civil war broke out, and he seems to be always at the disperse of things when the country needs him or needs anything. And that's something that I believe that other players should also emulate, because in Ghana, actually, I can count the number of players who have actually done something.
I'm actually yet to see any Ghanaian player out there helping to support.
Maybe it's not public. Maybe they are.
Come on, do it publicly. Why not? As Asamoah, when you're opening your big houses and all, you do it publicly. So this is the time to actually, support it and make it public. What are you doing with your money? Let's do something.
Well, you've probably been doing something. Okay, we just give them time. We
can't give you time. People are dying. The numbers, the cases are shooting up and all.
Maybe he needs to sign some couple of checks, visit some banks and sort things out.
I don't trust that.
We are patient,
but it's fine.
Now, moving away from that, coming back to the country to a local player in the person of Christian ATSU. So Newcastle United may be releasing the player after this particular season, and it is a very disappointing thing for the player because he was in his element, but unfortunately in Ghana's AFCON qualifiers, in which he sustained an injury, proved very fatal for his place in the Newcastle side, because since moving back to his club, he was dropped and replaced by another player, and since then has been finding it very difficult to find his starting point. And it seems Newcastle is releasing players, and he is also one of the players who will be asked. They have a tall list of players whom they will be releasing, the likes of Jamie Stevie, we have Rob Elliott, we have Jack Goldbeck, and people like Archie Lavar, we have Henry Savet, and also Rolando Aarons. These are some of the players, including Christian ATSU, who it is believed that Newcastle will be releasing. And it's sad because he has been very instrumental, as I said, from the beginning of the season, but he has only started 3 games this season, which is pretty much very low for a player of his caliber. But let me remind you that he has also said that, look, he's not ready to play in the Black Stars right now because he wants to take some time out and focus on his club side. There are reports that, he was pissed off that Ghanaians didn't really, the technical team of the Black Stars did not, show care when he got injured. And they didn't even call to, find out how he was doing, but he said, look, this is not true. I just want to take time.
No, but even if it's true, I side with him. We all know that Ghanaians don't appreciate their own. So come on, if you don't think like focusing on the national team, why not?
It has been something that has been reoccurring, right? Because you remember Kujasama also said same thing some couple of years back, and people even said he had issues with the then coach Kwesiapia,
right?
And we also had the Ayu brothers also boycotting the Black Stars at some point. So it seems
that our very own Muntari, I love that band.
Exactly, Muntari, the Kevin Prince Boateng. So it's actually very surprising that the country is not learning anything from this. Look, these are people who kill themselves. They give their all on the pitch and even sometimes off the pitch for we as a nation. So it is very important for us to appreciate them in the little ways that they do to bring us pride as a nation. All right, so before we move on, let's take a quick breather. When we come back, there's still more in store for you right here on Sports Hub. You're watching V Nation TV.
Oh! Not again. Let me get Musa so that he puts on the generator. Musa! There's a problem with the generator, so Musa is checking up on it.
Hey babe, what's up? I'm good, and you? No, fine, man. We're having this family movie time, and then all of a sudden it took like. Why are you laughing?
Why won't I laugh?
I've been telling you countless times to watch V Nation TV. It's an online TV station that streams amazing programs 247. Just log on to www.vnationtv.com, or you can follow them on Facebook at VNTV on any device. I don't know why you're dulling.
Hey, that's back. Thank God.
Hey. Let's keep watching
Of course.
VNTV.
Enjoy a wide variety of quality content on VNTV. Only on VNTV. Watch talk shows like The Opinion for political and social discussion. Sports Hub for all your sports news. I want to know what's trending? Oops, we got you with social media trends.
Download VNTV app from Google Play Store.
And enjoy all of our awesome programs, local and foreign movies whenever, wherever. VNTV, powerhouse of entertainment.
All right, so you're welcome back. Well, this is still Sports Hub. Let's move on straight to other stories. All right, so moving on to some transfer rumors. It looks like SADIO money has been linked with a $190 million move to Real Madrid. Great move or nah?
Well, it depends on where you're standing as a football supporter or fan, because Real Madrid fans will be excited by this news, but Liverpool fans, they will not be having it, because look, Sadio Mane this season has been their main man. He has scored 16 goals in all competitions so far, and he's just 28 years old. And it seems that Real Madrid is buying everybody. Chinese people don't even buy stuff like that. I don't think that everybody is happy with what Madrid is doing right now, but because it dates back years. From the beginning of this particular millennium, they bought Figo, they bought Cristiano Ronaldo, they bought Benzema. Look at the money they drove in to bring this youngster Rodrigo. Even the start of this season, they brought Hazard as well, and now they want money again. Come on.
But the question is, do you think Liverpool is ready to actually sell the Senegalese?
You know, one thing, there are two sides to this story.
Right.
One thing that Liverpool is also, very interested in, or one player I should say, is Kylian Mbappe,
right,
the PSG, youngster. But PSG is asking for a figure that is over 200 million, pounds, or over 240 million US dollars, and that is around 200 million pounds. So we're just hoping, and they are hoping that Liverpool's fee that they will get from the sale of money wouldn't be too harsh, because yes, they are losing a star,
right,
but they will replace him with another star in the person of Mbappe. Because when you remember, that is the gamble that they did with the sale of this Brazilian international Coutinho, when they sold him for 200 million pounds to Barcelona. And they brought in Alisson Becker, their goalkeeper, and also Virgil van Dijk. And they beef up their defense, and that worked in their favor. We can see that they went on to win the Champions League, among how they are dominating this particular season. So it's not really surprising if Liverpool takes this deal. But what they do with the money, I think that will be the final, the bottom line. That will draw the whole picture, if they did a good business or it was a wrong move. That is what I think about this particular move. But obviously, Madrid fans will be very happy. But Liverpool fans, oh, Charlie, they are mad right now, because imagine Mane leaving, it will be left with Salah and also Firmino. Now there will be a missing link. The link will be who is getting the ball across to Salah, who can shoot from long range, and that is something that Liverpool will need a very exceptional player to fill. So it is up to them. Are they taking the move or not? Well,
let's see how it goes.
Exactly.
And on this side, people still supporting, the whole pandemic and all of that. It looks like Tottenham HOTSPUR actually joined other names to actually help support this pandemic. I mean, stop the spread of the pandemic and all. Anyway, so moving on to other stories. Well, Tottenham HOTSPUR has opened its stadium for national health, services.
Yeah.
It's a great way to go, right?
It is very great. So their newly built stadium, and I'm really surprised and happy at the same time, because they spent almost 4 years in renovating and building this particular stadium, and out of nowhere, just in the bloom, they're just dashing it out. Okay, not dashing it out because they will still use it, but for the meantime, they are using it to help their going patients of this particular pandemic, the coronavirus. United Kingdom, England is being one country who has also been hit very severely with this particular virus. So it is a good move. When you look at some of the attachments and renovations, adjustments that they have done, they have used the media entrance and also the cafe, and they have turned it into a reception area for visitors and also staff of the National Health Services. And also they are expected to have about 70 patients day by day from Monday to Saturday.
Right.
I am very happy, and I hope that in Ghana, can we use a sports stadium, Accra Sports Stadium?
I think we can. I mean, we have what it takes to do, but
we can.
I think
Accra
they can.
Sports Stadium.
Why not?
This stadium is a state-of-the-art stadium.
You can start from somewhere. I mean, because now the virus,
Definitely not Accra Sports Stadium.
we can actually. I think we can actually start from somewhere, or probably you can the Bukom facility. There's boxing facility. I think that's a bit top notch.
But I think the cases in Ghana, it's not really that severe. There's not gone to that extent for us to start looking for some health facilities to help us contain all these patients, unlike some other countries.
No, I don't think we should actually wait for it to get there. And that's one thing let's prepare before time.
I hope the health authorities will hear your plea right now. Now moving away from that, let's do some money. Yes, because the Saudi Arabia's crown prince seems to be ditching Manchester United to buy Newcastle United for a whooping £300 million. So earlier, this year we had reports that the Crown Prince was really interested. In fact, this dated back from 2018 that he wanted to buy a majority stake in Manchester United. So the story goes and comes back, this back and forth thing. But now it seems his attention has been driven away from the Manchester United club to Newcastle United because the royal man is reportedly linked with the a Newcastle team to acquire it from their owner Steven in the reported £300 million. When they mention monies like this, I feel some adrenaline inside me. I just hope that
you want to take their place.
You know what I'm talking about. But this is a very good move because one thing you look at when you look at all this, takeovers from clubs is the Arabians, the Arabs. They have the money, the l'argent. We call them the Arab monies because when you look at when they enter into a club, what they do to the club. You can mention several clubs like what they did to Napoli, what they are doing to PSG, what they even did to Manchester City. Actually helped them to win back-to-back Premier League titles. So it seems that Newcastle is also on the verge of becoming one of the few teams being run by these Arabs with their whole lot of money to help them improve their squad, their stadium capacity, and in fact, overall, performance of a team. So I believe if the deal should go through, it is a win for Newcastle and probably a lot for Manchester United.
A lot for Manchester United. We've got a lot more stories to touch on right here on Sports Hub. When we come back, Manchester City's defender, Walker, is in trouble. Well, he's holding the sixth party amidst this whole pandemic. You want to know more about this story? We'll be right back.
Enjoy a wide variety of quality content on VNTV. Only on VNTV. Watch talk shows like The Opinion for political and social discussion. Sports Hub for all your sports news. Alright, want to know what's trending? Oops, we got you with social media trends.
Download VNTV app from Google Play Store
and enjoy all of our awesome programs, local and foreign movies whenever, wherever. VNTV, powerhouse of entertainment.
Yes. My name is Calabos.
Yeah, my name is E2Z.
Hi, my name is Jackie Apia.
Gia, you know what the tour is, Milk1, aka Toshiba.
You know what? You're watching V Nation TV.
Keep watching VNTV.
This is V Nation TV.
You are watching VNTV.
Don't touch that remote control.
The powerhouse of entertainment.
Yeah. Say I go invest my time in you.
All right, welcome back. You're still watching Sports Hub right here on V Nation TV, and moving on to this is my favorite story so far because Manchester City's Kyle Walker's sex party is actually on the verge of evoking his national team place. So if you care to know, he may be on the verge of retiring permanently from his national team side because this was something that was actually very, should I say foolish or insensitive?
insensitive and foolish. And I don't know what's wrong with some of the footballers anyway, being in trouble for just adhering to some of the, you know, the protocol measures actually put in place to slow the spread of the virus. We heard about the Neymar visiting his son at the hospital and all of that amidst this whole pandemic. Another issue we heard about the fact that
you know, there are so many players who are facing issues right now. We have players like Jerome Boateng, the Bayern Munich player, who is actually facing a fine because he left his home, the quarantine zone, to visit his son at the hospital. Even though it sounds logically right, but you stay there, don't move, because you don't know who is carrying the virus. You may be carrying it. You may have just infected your son or whatever. And you also have USA player Jovic, who's also in a big soup because he's also being fined for the same thing. And we have another player, this youngster Grealish, who's also being fined for the same thing. But he was very lucky because when he left and set off for a party, he had an accident. And luckily, he didn't sustain very serious injuries. So you see, stay home. You do not want to stay, nearly cause your own death. So this particular one is actually very foolish because it's a party, a sex party. He actually hired 2 of them, and it's reported that each person was paid
2,000
pounds. I mean, I'm mad because not because there's a desperate COVID era that we all have to be sensitive to one another, but because I was not invited.
And he's actually issued a statement to actually apologize and
people
all,
are not
but
having
still
none of it.
the club says, you know what, we're still going to have some disciplinary measures put in place.
So a Man City spokesperson said the club was deeply disappointed with KARL's actions, given the club's role in the effort against coronavirus, but notes his apology and will be sanctioning him internally. So he's mad on another level because Manchester City is actually a club that is embarking on a campaign to sensitize people to stay home, and he was part of that particular campaign. He was in the ad,
so he kind of defeats the purpose of the campaign in the first place, right?
So now you put yourself in trouble and also shame to your own club.
Exactly.
Well, that is it for Kyle Walker. So when you go to England right now, many people hate him, and they do that for this particular reason. Now let's look at some wrestling news because the coronavirus has also hit wrestling, and they are releasing superstars. So WWE releases superstars Carl Anderson, GALLOWS, and others amid COVID-19. So the WWE has come to terms with Anderson and Lugalo, Leo Rush, EC3, Drake Maverick, and Eric Young, and Heath Slater, Kurt Hawkins, as it looks to make massive cutbacks, with business taking a hit during the spread of the novel coronavirus. It's hurting everyone.
Right.
It's hurting everyone. So now, WWE, one of the famous sporting activities that we have on the continent, on the world, in the world I should say, is actually also being suffered by this same thing. They have to release superstars just because the revenues are not coming in. The revenues from merchandise, the revenues from ticket sales. WrestleMania had to be moved because of this particular thing. And even though still the shows go on, we have SmackDown rolling, we have Raw rolling, but
there are no cheerleaders, people to actually cheer you on while this whole thing is going on. And I don't know, sometimes I watch it on TV and there are no people that are not there to actually
because
cheer
sometimes
them.
When the superstars enter the ring, you see the cheers
from them, like
shouts,
go you, and this is the time they actually, you have a way of actually, you're watching the TV and they actually stand in the ring and they are like to the empty seats, and I'm like, dude, are you for real?
It's not their fault. They just try to make something out of nothing right there. So it was very dangerous because WWE is still operating amid this particular COVID-19 era, and this is actually because it is believed to be motivated by fear of breaching its current billion-dollar contract with NBC Universal. That is the official telecasting partner. If you don't show WWE, they may find you.
And they've already missed out on tens of millions of dollars in revenue for ticket sales and merchandise.
Yeah.
So who are you to also slow down on this particular thing? I think they still have to move on regardless.
Wow.
Pandemic is striking everywhere.
All right, so sadly, this is where we draw the curtains.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting
show
right here on the Sports Hub. We've got more interesting stories to actually touch on. So do get interactive on our social media platforms. Of course, on Facebook, VNTV, Instagram, VNation TV, and of course, our YouTube channel is VNation TV. My name is Eugene Evans.
And I am Legit Emmanuel. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Catch you same time next week. It is a bye for now.